Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. To the elder apostles in Connecticut, to the elder bishops, to the priests, to the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching the truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold, Shalom. To you sisters, you Aquathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. And as you can see, this is AP News, apnews.com, right? And this supports independent, fact-based journalism, right? That's what they're saying. Okay, so at the French elections and Israel-Hamas war, of course, and Briley heads to Texas. All right. This is world news. Philippines says it won't back down, but won't start war after clashing with China Coast Guards. Oh, okay. So they got into it with the Chinese Coast Guards, right? Manila, I don't know. Manila, Philippines. The president of the Philippines said on Sunday his country would not yield any foreign power to any foreign power after Chinese forces injured Filipino Navy personnel and destroyed at least 2 military boats. Oh, shit, they already declared war on you doing all that. Wow. With merchants, axe, and hammers. Oh, they went back to the colonial days. They went back to the, back to the day with axes and hammers on their ass, man. They went biblical on them, right? God dang. In the clash, in the dispute, South China Sea, disputed South China Sea, and added the Philippines would never instigate a war, right? Hey, so this is kind of hilarious, right? Because they got into their conflict, and now it says exclusive. Philippines turned down U.S. so it turned down the United States help, right? Aimed South China Sea tensions. So America saying, oh shit, we can go over there, make allies with them, and get and be part of buddy with them, because they just got into this little beef with China, but they saying, hey, look, we, even though they China went over there fucking us and went biblical on their ass, bringing out axe and hammers and shit. They still say, hey, look, we don't really want to start no troubles, but we ain't finna back down. Well, you already backed down technically, but America seen this as an opportunity, and they say, look, hey, they turned it down. Philippines turned down U.S. help aimed South China Sea's tension military chief, right? So they said, hey, the military chief said, hey, look, we don't want nothing to do with y'all. China already must have said, hey, if y'all click up with hey, we're gonna blow you out the water or something. So he was like, we don't want y'all help, but we ain't afraid. We ain't gonna back. You know, that's like some sucker. You know what I mean? When you try not to look like a punk, but you already technically got punked. That is crazy, right? Chinese Coast Guard's vessel fired water cannons to show towards the Philippines. Reply vessels was it as un Isa vessel May 4th on its way to resupply mission at Second Thomas Shaw in the South China Sea, March 5th, 2024, Reuters. Right, and this is the photo of them firing at them, and they beat them with hammers and shit. That's crazy. Shit. The Philippines has turned down offers from the United States to assist operations in the South China Sea after a flare-up with China on missions to resupply the Philippine Filipino troops. That's hard. When you're reading, it's different. When people just say, I'm Filipino. You know, oh, they're Filipino. But when you read, it's different. Filipino troops on a contested Shorel, its military chief said. Tensions in the disputed waterways. Tensions in the disputed waterways have boiled over into a violence, and that's what the Lord likes, man. The Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai wants violence, right? In the past year, with Filipino sailors losing a finger. Whoa! In the latest June 17th clash. Whoa, we lost a finger. Oh yeah, man. It is. I lose a finger. It's time to go to war, my nigga. Cut that out. Clash with Manila describes as a international high speed ramming by the Chinese Coast Guard. Hey, so then they rammed it. See, hey man, China about that business, man. And then these dudes stepping back saying, "Look, we don't want no troubles. We know America. We don't want your help either, and we ain't finna start no war. We ain't gonna back down either. But we don't want no smoke. Yeah, they don't want no smoke though. But hey, this is huge though, cause what? Philippines follow behind America, right? Right? They're the first Asian country to make it legal for man and man to have to be married, which is following behind Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, right? So you could do that, but what, you don't want to team up with them to go. You don't want that smoke with China, but yeah, they don't want to team up with America to go against China, right? Wow, it's crazy. Right. So this is Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 7. Babylon hath, right, which is past tense, been a golden cup in Yahweh, right, which is all caps, Yahweh, right, and you got to say his only begotten son's name too, which is Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, right, Yahweh Shai, right, or Yahweh Yahweh Shai, so Yahweh Yahweh Shai, right, which means Yahweh, right, he is, and Yahweh Shai, he who delivers, or or he is salvation, right, for the Israelites, right, because he's gonna give his son dominion to judge this world. So if you got to give someone dominion, they can't be the same person. If I'm the same person and you're whatever, the common term people use, I'm the king of this castle, I'm the king of my house, which means your household, you're the king of this castle. Well, if the Most High is the king of the universe, he don't have to give himself dominion to do a thing, because he's the king, right? But he's going to give Yahweh Shai dominion, which means they're two separate beings, right? So that's why we say it that way. In Yahweh, Basham Yahweh Shai, Basham Rakakwadash, you know what I mean? The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which are all separate, but all are on one accord, right? Because, the Holy Spirit morally deals with the angels, right? Because the angels make the things happen. Like, that's why the Lord said the word of his mouth goes out and will never come back void. Why? Because the word, right? The angels make those things happen, right? And that's the Spirit, right? Who comes and sup with you, all right? It could be Yahweh Shai directly, but most likely it's an angel, right? You have your guardian angel that comes and sup with you, right? And it's telling you direct things from the Most High and from his Son, right? That's how things get done on earth. That's why you have angels and you have demons. These are things that get done on the earth. The things that need to happen as far as judgment, the things that need to happen as far as righteousness and guidance, right? But let me keep on going, because that's just kind of give it a little bit of clarity why I'm saying Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, his hand that madeth all the earth to drunken, right? And that's Babylon the Great, America, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, had made the world drunken with their philosophies, their ways of life, right, pertaining to so-called democracy and what is it called, elections and all these different things. Because right now you're hearing all these different places talk about elections right now. Even India, right? India having their election, Iran having their election, even though Iran is supposed to be against America, they're having an election. This is something that came from Rome, right? Right? The Greek, right? Because they were known as the Greco-Roman Empire, because they were the same people. The Edomites pretty much had the same system, which is that same system going on today, which all these other people are going through elections. And notice they're going through elections around the same time, right? So it's spirits and deities and things attached to that, right? But at one point in time, America, Babylon the Great, was a golden cup in the Lord's hand and made the world drunken, the earth drunken, had made all the earth drunken. Yeah. So, which is crazy. It says as of April 2024, same-sex marriage and civil unions are not legally recognized in the Philippines, which I know you did because I did a lesson on it. And in the lesson, the article said the first Asian country to have same-sex marriage was, and it said Philippines. I know that, but all of a sudden I'm going back and I'm looking at this and it's saying they don't do same-sex, but I guess this is their way of trying to get out of it, saying that says the petitions and it says the family code of the Philippine states that marriage is only between a man and a woman, and legal petitions to challenge this has been unsuccessful. But that's not true. But hey, they're putting it out there because I remember doing a lesson on that. But hey, whatever. But they're saying someone did do in September of 2019. The Supreme Court denied a petition to approve same-sex. So I guess they were trying to say, okay, well, there was a big petition, and it went all the way up to the Supreme Court, but yeah, they denied it. But like I said, I wish it's crazy. Then it's weird. I can't even find the lesson that I did on this. So that might have been one of the strikes they gave me on my channel. But I know that, man, it's crazy. But now they're trying to say it was Taiwan, but I know it wasn't Taiwan because I didn't do a lesson on Taiwan on same-sex. It was the Philippines. But they're saying they didn't do it. They're not about the same-sex. That's no here nor there. Hey, they're still following the ways of America. They said they have a Supreme Court, right? Regardless. I mean, you got people petitioning for same-sex, and your petition went all the way up to the Supreme Court. The same thing that what happens in America. So your ways are still following the ways of Babylon the Great. So there we go. See, still case in point. So yeah, case in point, check and mate, right? Because they follow their drunken off the ways of Babylon, right? They've drunken that stinky wine, that that nasty watered down, funky wine, right? But it got them drunk, man. It had them feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Drunken off our wine. Therefore, now look, everything is basically falling apart in America, right? The dollar doesn't have a value that it used to have. Joe Biden being your president made you look weak, so nobody respects you. So this is one main reason why a lot of people are just saying, "Hey, let's join up with Russia and China. Let's join the BRICS." You look far too weak, so nobody wants anything to do with you. Even these guys over here in the Philippines beefing with China, while China's ramming their boats and beating their fucking men with fucking hammers and axes, saying they don't want no smoke, but they're not afraid. At the same time, they still don't want your help. Right? You were a golden cup in the Lord's hand at one point in time. Everybody wanted to be like you, and they would have been gladly willing to accept your help. But now they just nope. I don't want no smoke with China, but I also don't want your help. Right? That'd have been a great opportunity because there's plenty of Filipinos. I believe the population is pretty large, and that would help you, right? Right? But what happens is what the nations are figuring out what the Most High is causing judgment upon you. So therefore, the nations are mad, right? Why? Because everything you promised them, man, we're going to keep them Israelites. They're going to be asleep. They're never going to wake up. They're never going to know. And in the main place where you said they were going to stay slaves forever is a place where we woke up, right? Due to the Lord blessing a man called Abba Bibbins, right? And blessing other men that he saw fit to come under him, and then blessing, Great Millstone come out of that, right? The truth had to come out of there somewhere, some way, right? So now the nations are mad. You said that they were going to stay asleep, right? Right. So this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, right? So, like I said, I remember doing a lesson that the Philippines was the first Asian country to have same sex, but now I'm going back and all the things, the articles that were out there saying that they did, is now saying no, they don't. Okay, well, regardless, you have a Supreme Court, you have enough people that they petition to your Supreme Court, which prove that you're that's that wine of Esau, right? That so-called democracy. Because when Esau goes into some place, death, disease, pestilence, homosexuality, and all sorts of other things start to come about, and they portray that as freedom, right? Which is that's their wine, right? The women can be out of pocket, right? So the women can absorb authority over men, right? I wonder how many judges and police officers that they have as women, because if that's the case, if you're having that's definitely Esau's wine, right? He is a proud man. See, and once he's done this, he's corrupted you. He went to your place where you live that corrupted you. Hey, it brings on more pride. See, yeah, the whole world wants to be like us. We're the top people. We're this and that. The world currency. Anybody you have to trade. When you trade, you have to see our faces. You have to see our founding fathers. You have to see these Edomite faces. When you trade oil and all sorts of other minerals, you have to trade by way of the American dollar. But now, people are saying that, hey, that's not the greatest thing to do right now. It's costing us far too much in order to trade. Neither a keeper at home, right? Because the military's everywhere, and that's basically what they did. Hey, what's going on, Philippines? Oh, you're having trouble in the South China Sea with China? What's up? Well, we got your back. What's going on? Looked at it as a great opportunity, right? Neither a keeper at home, right, that's dealing with their military, right? Right. So this is also talking about Babylon, right? Which lets you know it's America, right? Oh, thus that dwelleth upon many waters, right? Because their military's out in many different places and different countries. They got military bases all over the world, and they're out there in the water. This is the South China Sea water, and they got issues. Hey, you want to team up with us? We got you, us. We'll have Taiwan, and we could bring it to this Chinese. But Philippines don't want no smoke. They don't want no smoke at all. You know what I'm saying? They're acting tough. So we're not afraid. We're not gonna back down. But you've already backed down. These motherfuckers smashed your fucking ship. Smacked one dude in the hand so he lost his finger. Smash your thing, swinging hammers and things at you, spraying water at your ships. Man, China, Man, they were like, China did all that. We don't want no problem. They pretty much scared of China now. And then big bad America, right? They ain't looking so bad, so it ain't looking like a good idea to team up with you either. Like, you don't got it. you don't have what you used to have, right? Because you used to be a Golden Cup. Past tense, you was, right? Because I believe when you go into the NIV or one of the other versions, it says was, right? I might have to look into that, yeah. And it says, they dwelt upon many waters. It says, abundant in treasure and treasures, right? You're always doing the so-called trading, right? Because this place is more of a like they don't really create anything here no more. It's more of a consumers market now. So a lot of people are getting money, getting paid off this. That's a lot of money within trading with Babylon, with America. Then the abundant treasures, then the ends of, then in is come. Thy end is come, right? See, and that's what thy end is come. So all that great and the luxurious things that you used to have and the way things was, right? It's not so much right now, not so much anymore, into the point that it's not going to be at all. And the measure of thy covetousness, and see, and the Lord hates covetousness, and that's another thing that America breeds, right? That's part of their wine, is you will be covetous. I need to buy this, I need to buy that, and you have a bunch of fucking things in your house that you don't even use, and then somebody will come over and be like, hey, bro, you think I can borrow that? You're like, no, it's mine. Like, bro, I've seen you had this for like 3 years and you haven't used it. No, but it's mine. Like, what good use is it for you to just covetous things that you don't use and you need? And there's people out there that's starving, and people that need things, just all sorts of things. But this is America. Like, my wife was saying her job, the dude cooked a lot of fucking chicken. And because the people didn't really eat it all, and then a couple of the workers was like, hey, we'll grab some of that and take some of that home. He grabbed the smallest pieces of chicken and was like, here, you guys can have these ones. And the nice, big, nicely cooked chickens, he threw them away. Like as if he paid for it. Like he's just a cook in the thing. But he was like, no, you guys can't. And this is that the mentality. Instead of saying, hey, well, let me bag this, maybe go ride around, find some homeless people and give this to them, right? Or let me bag it up and go take it to a farm or something and let them mix it up with the slop or whatever and feed it to the animals, because in that way, the animals can get it. But this is the covetous. This is part of that wine. Yes, so neither keep her at home. The military's everywhere, bringing their wine, their philosophy everywhere. The covetousness, their sense of just adultery on all levels. Worshiping, you can worship whatever God you want to worship. It doesn't matter, right? This all madness, right? Because that's what they have here in America. We can worship whatever you want to worship. Doesn't matter, right? Yeah. Who enlarges his desire as hell. Hell is what? The grave, right? And people die every day, so the grave will never stop being filled, right? Because people die every day. You're always going to have to bury someone. Whether if you buried in a mass grave, just big ass hole, and bury a bunch of bodies in it at one time, but you're going to have to bury because of the a body decomposing, things will leave things, sick. You can get sick. So you can't just leave dead bodies and dead things lying around, right? You know, that's just like if you go out to the, was it a hiking or whatever, you go camping and you go take a number two, you're supposed to take a shovel and you're supposed to bury it, so it keeps everything sensitive. So people, you don't go around, you don't get people sick, you don't get the animals sick. It's buried. It's the same principle, right? So, but you're always gonna have to. People are always gonna die. So you're always gonna have to bury people. And as is and is as death. So anytime Esau's around, people are definitely gonna die. Things are definitely not gonna be good, right? And can't be satisfied. See, and that's the main part I was talking about. Because people are always gonna die. And that's Esau. He can't be satisfied. It's always a necessary to come in, try to control things, to mold things in a way to put up one of his, kill whatever president, put up one of their puppet leaders, right? That's their ideology to do things as well. So that's might be why they say they don't want no help. Because once they get in there, they come to take over in one way or another. Even if they got to put another Filipino in there, but this Filipino is already groomed and, to do things that they want and how they want it to be done, right? And it can't be satisfied, right? You're ruling the whole world. You got every dollar, all the money was going to you. You had the world currency. Everything's going good. But you know what you got to do? You got to reprint money, force people to try to make them do tariffs, force people to use your money to trade with this. You're going over there fighting people, and eventually, hey, look, you're in this come, die in this come. Now, hey, all that good stuff that you thought was gonna just keep continuing forever or whatever, hey, it's coming to an end. Which, consequently, you're doing it anyway, because every country right now is doing a de-dollarization. It's not just the de-dollarization of the American dollar. That's what they're trying to get you to believe. But every country is dumping their own dollar. Every country is dumping a dollar, so they can go digital. But we're just reporting the thing as it's being reported. But we're going to tell you the truth too. Every place is got to go digital because it's part of the New World Order, right? So it's all a game until it's not, because the Lord's going to make them war against each other for real, right? It's not going to just be fake. It ain't going to be just we're just saying the little things and maybe you're dropping bombs on a couple of what they call collateral damage. Yeah, they call that collateral damage. They just, oh yeah, we just killed a couple people, so people believe that it's real. And that's why when you look at some people and you tell them that shit was fake, and they had someone who they know and they love died in that, and they'll be furious. You can't tell me that it wasn't real because my cousin so-and-so or my brother so-and-so or my mother or my died in that. Yeah, be that may, that person really died. But that was a false flag attack. No matter how real the death was, that was all for smoke and mirrors. It was all part of the stage of war, the stage of life. They have to make you believe a certain thing is and which it's not, so that way they could put out an agenda, right? Put forth their agenda. So, and that's another thing of philosophies and wines and things that they do in this life. But gathereth unto him all nations. See, and what place is that? You know that's Europe, right? England, Europe, America, Canada, all sorts of different peoples and nationalities is in these places, right? And heapeth unto him all people, and so also what his military is everywhere. So hey, he's going to these different places, putting his military, like I said, putting up puppet leaders to do what they want. So that's another way of heaping to himself all different people, right? Shall not all these take up a parable? And this is when thy enemy, thy end shall come. It's come, right? Shall not all these take up a parable against him? See, because eventually everybody's tired of your shit, basically. Everybody's tired of it, right? Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him, right? Woe means destruction, whipping and gnashing of teeth, right? War, death, pestilence, right? Right? The collapse of your dollar, the collapse of your country, the collapse of the Illuminati, right? Because you believe that, hey, I just gotta CHIP everybody, right? And this will put an end to all my problems. No, that's the beginning. Because why? Because the Lord said, touch not none of my anointed and do my prophets no harm. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, CHIP everybody. That will be, especially you want to do it to the Lord's anointed, right? That's the main thing. So you could offset prophecy. And that's the main one you want to do. So what has to happen? The Lord has to cause judgment. So that's why I said, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, right? And that's what you've been doing, going around the world, going to Haiti, going to the Congo, stealing that Iranium, right? Things 3 times more than gold. Then China is trying to get in on what you've been doing. So now they're out there in Africa. See if they could steal some stuff too. So they're not innocent, right? Russia's out there, so you're not innocent. You're out there to steal people's natural resources, and then you're out there to pretend like, oh, well, I'll help you and I'll give you this. No, you're out there to steal, and so you could be, so you could be the devil that you are, right? So hey. But yeah. But how long? Yeah. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that layeth himself with thick clay. Right. And it's definitely a batya, which is definitely a heavy debt. Heavy debt. Right. A weight. Right. Of a pledge. And the pledge is like basically. Like when you go to the pawn shop. And when you go to a pawn shop, you're already in debt. So you hand him something that's worth value to get some money. And then you have to do what you need to do. Pay your bill with the money that you need. So you're still in debt. So technically you're still in debt. And now you have to try to get the money to get your pawn item out of the pawn shop, which a lot of times don't happen because you did that stuff to get yourself out of one hole, which dug another hole for you to go back, put it in the thing, maybe get your item back, but then you have other bills that's coming up, so now you're in another hole, so now you have to go take it back to the pawn shop to get yourself out of that hole, and it's one big cycle, and that's America. Right? Because everything's off credit. Everything's off this credit-based system. And all you do is ever put yourself in one hole, climb out one hole, dig another hole, climb in one. And yeah, so that's about. Yeah, so this is this place, man, filled with debt. Filled with debt. Right? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee and awake? Right? Because what's happening? Who the ones who actually really woken up? The elect. The elect woke up, and all these other nations are starting to say, hey, wait a minute. You told us these black people, these Native American people, these Mexican people, these so-called Spanish people, these Puerto Ricans, these other people that we have in captivity around the world, because hey, you Puerto Ricans, you Mexicans, you Native Americans, yeah, they gathered some of you and took you on the other side of the world, and the brothers that's over there is feeling it. They feel when they see these digital epistles, they can feel the truth. They can feel it within their spirit, man. They know, wait a minute, that was us. That's us. And a lot of you are drunk off this Babylon juice, right? Amongst their philosophies and things, and believe that you are a African American, which that doesn't make sense at all. That you're a Mexican and you're a Native American and you're a Puerto Rican and you're a Cuban and you're a Dominican and you're a Jamaican. All this other madness. Those are madness. Go back to antiquity. Go back to times. Was there ever a fucking such thing as any of those names? It doesn't make sense. Everybody has to go back to a biblical tribe. Go back to antiquity. Back to your things, to your ancestors that go back further than that. Right? Right? And according to 2nd Esdras 13, you Native Americans, or you tribes that's here, that's in America, whether you're Puerto Rican or so-called Mexican or Colombian or whatever you are, you all came from Israel. You all came from Israel according to 2nd Esdras 13 and 40. The northern kingdom left, right, from being slaves under the Assyrians and came to and sailed to America by ship, right? You ones that's out in Brazil and all the other stuff, right? But shall not all these rise up and suddenly that shall bite thee, right? See, and that's what's happening. Hey, look, we don't want your help no more. Nah, we good. Going, and that's like a bite in a sense. And awake, right? And that's them being smart enough to say, hey, we don't want no smoke with China, but we don't need your help, because then that's gonna bring in China against us, and they don't want no smoke with China. That's ultimately what that is. But they don't. And they're smart enough. They're woke enough to say, hey, we don't need you, because you're going down. Shall they not vex thee? Right? See, that's a vexation, especially from you being the biggest, baddest person on the block, and when you show up, people, oh my God, it's the Americans. Oh, cool, come on, it's the Americans. Look, everybody, cool, it's the Americans. Come on. We good. We don't need your help. No, thank you. We'll turn you down. No, it's okay. Right? That's a vexation, and thus shall be for booty. Right? Hey, that's coming soon, man. Right? Money, cash money. You're going into slavery. Right? You're going into certified slavery under the Israelites, under the elect of the nation of Israel, unto them. Right? Which that's twofold, because you're going to be, because it tells you that the nations have laid a wound under you, those that ate thy bread. So that's another thing. You should be booty unto them. Well, they'll take your money, right? Hey, donate to our cause, donate to us, and we'll take your money. But guess what? We don't want nothing to do with you no more, though, right? Yeah, because all those nations, says all that pass by, because it's dealing with all these different nations, right? See, because when they thought it was all good, right, as far as us being down, they were all happy. All that passed by clapped their hands at thee, right, at the Israelites, right, because we were scattered amongst all nations, and multiple times and multiple time periods, right? And you're talking thousands of years. So there's a lot of Israelites that don't even know that they're Israelites, right? But this is the recalling to call you back, so you can go back and learn your history, and know that you were on those cargo slave ships, or you were on some type of voyage back in your past. Right, because like the Limba, if you go to the Limba tribe, they have an old story of how they left Jerusalem and walked and had a journey before they ended up in South Africa. Same thing with the Igbo. They have a very similar story, but they ended up on the west coast of Africa. They have tales from their elders and their elders that let them know that they had traveled from Jerusalem into those interiors of Africa, right? So you're supposed to research your history, and then for some people it's really hard to do. But then look, the spirit bear witness, right? But this is what's happening. The spirit is bear witness, and we're standing, we're awakening. We have an awakening, right? The heathen are awakening, right, to Esau's BS, but we have awakened, and now what, they're getting afraid. But at one point in time, what they all passed by and clapped their hands at the which means the Israelites, right? They hissed and wagged their head at the daughters of Jerusalem, right? Which is another way of saying Israelites, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, right? City of peace, right? But we wasn't getting any peace, right? They were putting us in oppression around the world, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection, right? Because we're gods on the earth, but through sin allows us not to be perfected, right? Only by keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahushua keeps us with perfection nowadays, right? Perfection of beauty and the joy of the whole earth, right? See, and that's what they oh, you're supposed to be the joy of the whole earth. Yes, and we will. When we get our rulership back, we're going to be the joy of the whole world. Everybody's going to be happy once we're ruling, right? You're going to have GMO food. You're going to have grapes that's little, tiny bitty baby grapes. You heard the scripture, and that wasn't even in perfection. A grapes so big, two men had to hold it. Two men had to have a stick in between their shoulders to hold it, to haul it somewhere, right? It says all thy enemies, right, in which all you nations are enemies. But see, now that they see us waking up, now it's like, oh, wait a minute, Esau, you said they were going to stay asleep. You said that all these things, we wasn't going to have to worry about them ever again. You know what I'm saying? We were going to, hey, but now they're getting mad. Now the nations are mad. It said the nations are mad at Esau, right? It says, all thy enemies have opened their mouth, and all you nations are enemies against thee. They hissed and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her. This is the part right here. We have swallowed her up, right? Because we're scattered amongst all the nations. You swallowed us. You swallowed us up. Yeah, them Israelites, they done. Right? It says, certainly, this is the day. Ooh, this is it right here. Oh Lord, because this is how you nations, all you nations felt, man. I mean, water to the brother that helped me with the scripture, because I was looking for this all day, and I knew about the beauty, the city of beauty, but then I was like, I'm missing something. It wasn't, because when you type it in, if you don't phrase it right, it won't pop it up. But the brother helped me with this, so the water for that. The water to Yahweh Shema Shai, because this is how you nations felt, man. They were happy, man. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. See, you were looking forward to that day, man. But it's okay. Now look forward to the day that the Israelites are raising up. See, you shouldn't get mad at Esau. You shouldn't be trying to lay a wound under him, which is still Bible. It's biblical principles, biblical prophecy that you were going to do that. Because now it's like, hey, look, we'll need your help. But if you send some donations, you send your money, we'll do like this, and we'll pretend to be your friend. But when all hell breaks loose, hey, and we're going to separate ourselves from you. And that's ultimately what all these nations are doing right now. They're separating themselves from Esau. You were a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Hey, and now even amongst the nations, they like, you ain't looking too good. Right? We have found, we have seen it. Hey, and they finally found, they were looking for it. They found it, and they finally seen us. We're in the ghettos, the barrios, the reservations. They're happy about it, right? Right? The Lord have done, see, and then they look. They're gonna blame the Most High. He did, because it was really, we did it. We did it to ourselves by sinning against the Most High. The Lord had done that which He had devised. He had fulfilled His word, right? See, so if He filled His word against us, how much more will He not fulfill His word against you? Right? He has fulfilled His word that He had commanded in the days of old. He have thrown down, right? He threw us down, man. We put us in the ghettos, the barrios, the reservations, put you other nations over us, right? You hissed them. Well, again, hey, you so glad. This is the day we have looked for, man. You were happy. Okay, well, this is the day we've been looking for, right? Thrown down and has not pitied, right? See, yeah, the Lord didn't show pity on us. Okay. And has caused thy enemies to rejoice over. See, you're our enemies. And the Most High, if you're our enemies, you're the Most High enemy too. But He allowed you to do that. He had caused thy enemy to rejoice over thee, and He have set the horn of thy adversary, right? The power, right? Put you in the power seat, right? But now, hey, how many times did the Lord say that He's going to do it for His name's sake, and also for His servant David's sake? So this is David. This is King David. King David, and the song of Aphes, right? And Aphes was a writer, a songwriter, and he wrote for King David. Right, so he wrote but this was King David. So how much more would the Lord do this for King David? So He says it's a song or psalm of Aphes. Keep not. See, you said the Lord kept His word, right? So now we're going to make sure the Lord Lord will also keep His word still. So keep not silent. Now, hey, look, yeah, the Lord had no pity on us. But now it's time for Him to not keep silent. Keep not silent, O power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Hold not thy peace, right? Don't keep back, man. Don't keep silent, because what? He had no pity on us at one time, right? But that ain't gonna be forever, right? And be not still, O power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For lo, thy enemies, right? See, because you were our enemies, but you're also the Most High's enemies, because obviously you do all sorts of atrocious and abominations. You're not standing up right before the Most High at all, right? It says, made a tumult. They that hate thee. See that you actually hate the Most High. So you thought somehow we were just going to stay in those conditions? The only people who know how to love the Most High, right? Even though we know we went off, we messed up, we done some things, but we the ones who actually love the Most High. We the one who know how to please the Most High. We were created and set up to please the Most High, right? So the Lord wasn't He wasn't going to keep us in those, but you thought He was, right? Especially when you hate Him. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head, and especially now you're getting bold behind the power you have, and you're trying to set up the charagma. You're setting up the karax, the engrapho. You're setting up the digital all. You're setting up the what is it? The digital wallet, the digital information, where it's gonna have all your informations in it, embedded into your hand and your forehead, right? Right. So you're lifting up the head. You know what I mean? Right. They have taken crafty counsel, see? Right? They have their G7, the G20s, G7s. They have their BRICS meetings, right? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones, right? And you're hidden behind the words what so-called Negro, African American, Afro American. So you're a hairstyle, so that don't even make no sense. You're Mexican, which don't make sense, right? You're Indian, right? Yeah, which you're native to the land, but that's not a nationality, right? It doesn't make sense. That's just like those Aborigines people that's supposed to be in Australia. Aborigine is not a nationality, right? Those people are Japhetic, which is their biblical nationality, and you are Gad, you're Reuben, you're Issachar, you're Ephraim, you're Manasseh, right? Naphtali. I mean, you're all these your biblical nationalities, right? Just like the so-called Negro goes back to Judah, Benjamin, Levi, right? Right? The so-called Negroes, so-called Jamaican, so-called Haitian go back to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? Which they call Negroes, right? It says, they have said, come, let us, right? This is what they want. This was the joy of all their heart, right? This the day you were waiting for, right? So come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel, right? Which Israel is in the world, right? You got the people over there saying that they're Israelis and they live in the land of Israel, right? But that's not even how you say Israel in Hebrew. It's Yahsha'Allah. So they really wanted to have the name of Yahsha'Allah be not in remembrance, but the Lord has raised up men to bring that back, man. To stir up the pure remembrance, right? And we don't know everything, but the Lord said we know in part and we prophesied in part. But that's biblical, man, right? You can't get mad at us. We know who we are, man, right? Be no more. So it says, yeah, be no more in remembrance. So you didn't want us to remember. But hey, there's coming a time, and that time is now. we remember. For they have consulted together, right? All these nations, the G20s, G7, G20s, Illuminati, Bilderbergs, whatever meetings, Halliburton meetings, was it Bohemian Grove meetings, all these different meetings and things that they have over in Russia and whatever, and you know their BRICS meetings, right? They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, right? And they're still confederate against the Most High. So Ronald Reagan said, hey, wouldn't we put all our differences aside? And if someone came from outer space, wouldn't we put our differences aside and fight against you? You're talking about fighting against Yahweh Shai, who's going to come out of the Shemaims, right? Who's going to come from the waters, right? From the sky, right? Consulted together against thee. They came against the Most. They could talk about coming against the Most High and His Son. The tabernacle, and see what? Because they said they lifted up the head. Who did they lift up? Edom, right? The tabernacle is the whole house of Edom. So it's all you Edomites. So no matter where you at, whether you're Russian or you're American or you're Australian or you're Canadian or wherever you Edomites are at, the whole tabernacle, you have come against us. You have come against God. You hate the Most High, right? And Ishmael, right, which is so-called, what they call Arabs, the Middle Eastern Arabs, but those are not like, you know, though a lot of them are mixed with Esau and all that other stuff too. But Ishmael, right, you know, is Arabs, right? Ishmael, Moab, which is Chinese, and the Hagarim, which are the Egyptians, right? And then the Gabal, which are Ishmael. No, this was Hagarim's Ishmael. Gabal, which is the Egyptian, Slakia. I got it backwards. The Hagarenes is Ishmael. Gabal is Egypt, Slovakia. Ammon is Japanese. And then, of course, we got Amalek, the small hatters, the ones that's in Israel, right? The Philistines, Hamites, also. And with the inhabitants of Tyre, which is so-called Africans. So all these nations around the world, right, have came up against us, right? So you hey, now, yeah. So this is Ezekiel 37:9. Then said he who, the Most High, through the angel, right, which is a messenger, just giving a message from the Most High unto me, right, which now I'm an angel, right, giving the message unto the people from the angel, giving the message from the Most High, from the angel to the prophet, and the prophet prophesied unto the wind, right, whether they hear or forbear, whether you got to prophesy to the wind. He said, whether you hear forbear, if they not hear, prophesy what? To the wind. So prophesy to the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai power, come forth from the four winds, right? And where we scattered, the Israelites were scattered in all four corners of the earth, the four winds, because at one point in time, this part of the earth was not inhabited the way that it's inhabited now. Now, at one point, not even the northern kingdom was here, so nobody was inhabited. And then the northern kingdom came, and then, a couple thousand years later, then, of course, the Edomites came, ruled this and that, enslaved us, so we were oppressed together. So that fulfills prophecy that we'd be oppressed together in the uttermost parts of the earth, in the four corners of the earth, right? The four winds of the earth, old breath, right? So now we're all over the earth, literally, old breath, and breathe, and the breath, and breathe upon the slain, right? Because it said that we're in Revelations 11:8 said that our dead bodies are in the street. Well, it was talking about actually being dead. No, it's talking about spiritually dead. We were slain. We didn't know who we were. We forgot who we were. We didn't remember that this is how you set it up. That we wouldn't remember that we were a nation, right? But now that remembrance it had been stirred up. So now it's that breath of life, the understanding, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Bible, that breath of life breathed upon the slain that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me. See? And this is also a commandment, right? So that's why I say, really, technically, every man, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, should be out there prophesying. Now, I mean, will we all be chosen? Will we all be on the chariots? No. But that show forth great belief and faith towards our power. And you think these nations are scared now? They really will be scared, but guess what? That's okay. The Lord's able to work power with few than with many. So it's okay. We don't need you, because a lot of, even now, people bring all sorts of debauchery into the truth. Now you could be a Hoover Crip and be a priest, right? Which is nonsense. So I prophesy as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, who? The elect of Yashar'Allah, not Israel, Yashar'Allah. And they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. And now this is why these nations are saying, hey, look, Esau, we good. We don't need your help no more. Nah. But, China, I don't want no beef with you either. But I don't need no help from you. And, and they pulling away from everything. Because you think the whole thing of pulling away from the dollar, I mean, which I know it's a scam, because all the nations are pulling away they're all trying to crash their dollar to go into the digital dollar. But the Lord is trying to interrupt your program, right? Yeah, you're gonna push the chip throughout the whole world, and you're gonna get a majority of people. But that's gonna be the end of your situation, and you know it, right? Right. So this is a Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, so we were here for 300 and some odd years in America, but then around that time, that's when Abba Bivens, 19 in the 1968, 1969 or so, Abba Bivens created One West, and basically we've been going ever since, right? Because people will say we've been roughly about 400 something years, whatever, but there was a time, right, when Abba Bivens came on the scene, and it opened up so many doors, right? It opened up possibilities, right? And so now we're here. The spirit of life, right? See that breath? That breath is life, right? So let breathe the breath, and the breath came upon them, right? And they lived. So that breath of life, or the spirit of life from the Most High, entered into them. Same thing as the breath, and they stood upon their feet, a great and fear and great. And they stood upon their feet, right? So we stood upon our feet, exceedingly great army. So it's that same exceedingly great army, and they stood upon their feet. What? In remembrance. We know who we are. So now these nations are like, hey, Esau, you said that you were going to keep them down, and they were going to never remember. You know what I mean? So that's another reason why they're upset at you. The nations are mad at you, Esau, Edom. Fear fell upon them which saw them. See? And all the nations are seeing this because what? We on the highways and the byways throughout the whole world. And fear is falling upon all these nations. The one that was like, yes, this is the day we look for. Oh, we're so happy. We're so happy that we finally got it. Yeah, but you're forgetting. Yeah, the Lord kept his promises and everything he said, but he also said that he wasn't going to be angry with us forever. Right? He did say that he was going to raise us back up. Right? Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible. We're reading it. That we're going to stand back upon our feet. And then that fear was going to fall upon you. Right? So with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the apostles in Connecticut, the elder bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching the truth for sincerity, risking their lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect. The elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathim, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence and a Bible ball.